Okay.
Shall I put the links, direct link to join?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
So we're
Yes.
also streaming, right? Live all right now?
Yeah. Already I
Okay.
started.
Okay. I'm gonna go
Let's
to
sing a psalm. Hare Krishna. Welcome to everyone. So we'll sing a bhajan, which is very special bhajan. Jai Jagannath Swami ki. It's a Odia bhajan. We'll do it. आहे नीଳ ଶୈଳ ପ୍ରବଳ ମତ୍ତ ବାରଣ ମୋ ଆରତ ନଳିନୀ ବନକୁ କର ଦଳନ आहे नीଳ ଶୈଳ ପ୍ରବଳ ମତ୍ତ ବାରଣ ମୋ ଆରତ ନଳିନୀ ବନକୁ କର ଦଳନ ଗଜରାଜ ଚିନ୍ତା କଲା ଥାଇ ଘୋର ଜଳେଣ ଚକ୍ର ପେଶୀ ନକ୍ର ନାସି ଉଦ୍ଧାରିଲ ଆପଣ ଗଜରାଜ ଚିନ୍ତା କଲା ଥାଇ ଘୋର ଜଳେଣ ଚକ୍ର ପେଶୀ ନକ୍ର ନାସି ଉଦ୍ଧରିଲ ଆପଣ ଘୋର ବନେ ମୃଗୁଣୀକି ପଡ଼ିଥିଲା କଷଣ କେତେ ବଡ଼ ବିପତ୍ତିରୁ କରିଅଛ ତାରଣ ଘୋର ବନେ ମୃଗୁଣୀକି ପଡ଼ିଥିଲା କଷଣ କେତେ ବଡ଼ ବିପତ୍ତିରୁ କରିଅଛ ତାରଣ आहे नीଳ ଶୈଳ आहे नीଳ ଶୈଳ କୁରୁ ସଭା ତଳେ ଶୁଣି ଦ୍ରୌପଦୀର ଜଣାଣ କୋଟି ବସ୍ତ୍ର ଦେଇ ହେଲେ ଲଜ୍ଜା କଲ ବାରଣ ଗୁରୁ ସଭା ତଳେ ଶୁଣି ଦ୍ରୌପଦୀର ଜଣାଣ କୋଟି ବସ୍ତ୍ର ଦେଇ ହେଲେ ଲଜ୍ଜା କଲ ବାରଣ ରାବଣର ଭାଇ ବିଭୀଷଣ ଗଲା ଶରଣ ଶରଣ ସମ୍ଭାଳି ତାଙ୍କୁ ଲଙ୍କେ କଲ ରାଜନ ରାବଣର ଭାଇ ବିଭୀଷଣ ଗଲା ଶରଣ ଶରଣ ସମ୍ଭାଳି ତାଙ୍କୁ ଲଙ୍କେ କଲ ରାଜନ आहे नीଳ ଶୈଳ आहे नीଳ ଶୈଳ ପ୍ରହଲ୍ଲାଦ ପିତା ସେ ଯେ ବଡ଼ ଦୁଷ୍ଟ ଦାରୁଣ ସ୍ତମ୍ଭରୁ ବାହାରି ତାକୁ ବିଦାରିଲ ତକ୍ଷଣ ପ୍ରହଲ୍ଲାଦ ପିତା ସେ ଯେ ବଡ଼ ଦୁଷ୍ଟ ଦାରୁଣ ସ୍ତମ୍ଭରୁ ବାହାରି ତାକୁ ବିଦାରିଲ ତକ୍ଷଣ କହେ ସାଲ ବେଗହୀନ ଜାତିରେ ମୁଁ ଯବନ ଶ୍ରୀରଙ୍ଗା ଚରଣ ତଲେ କରୁଅଛି ଜଣାଣ କହେ ସାଲ ବେଗହୀନ ଜାତିରେ ମୁଁ ଯବନ ଶ୍ରୀରଙ୍ଗା ଚରଣ ତଳେ କରୁଅଛି ଜଣାଣ आहे नीଳ ଶୈଳ आहे नीଳ ଶୈଳ आहे नीଳ ଶୈଳ बोलो जय जगन्नाथ स्वामी की जय ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय I'm putting the chart in the one, so let's read. द्रष्टे स्वभावजनितेर्वपुश्च दोषेर् न प्रकृतत्वम् इह भक्तजनस्य पश्ये गंगाभासं न खलु बुद्धफेन पंकेर् ब्रह्म द्रवत्वम् अपगच्छति नीरधर्महे. So the translation goes like this. Being situated in his original Krishna conscious position, a pure devotee does not identify with the body. Such a devotee should not be seen from a materialistic point of view. Indeed, one should overlook a devotee having body born in a low family, a body with a bad complexion, a deformed body, or a diseased or infirm body. According to ordinary vision, such imperfections may seem prominent in the body of a pure devotee. But despite such seeming defects, the body of a pure devotee cannot be polluted. It is exactly like the waters of the Ganges, which sometimes during the rainy season are full of bubbles from foam and mud. The Ganges waters do not become polluted. Those who are advanced in spiritual understanding will bathe in the Ganges without considering the conditions of the water. Purport. Shuddha Bhakti, the activity of the soul proper, in other words, engagement in the transcendental loving service of the Lord, is performed in a liberated condition. In Bhagavad Gita 14.26, it is stated, Mamachuya Bebicharena Bhakti Yogena Sevate Sagunan Samatitaitan Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpate. One who engages in full devotional service, who does not fall down in any circumstances, at once transcends the modes of material nature and thus comes to the level of Brahman. Abhyavicharani bhakti means unallied devotion. A person engaged in devotional service must be free from material motives. In this Krishna consciousness movement, one's consciousness must be changed. If consciousness is aimed toward material enjoyment, it is material consciousness. And if it is aimed toward serving Krishna, it is Krishna consciousness. A surrendered soul serves Krishna without material consideration. Anyabhilasita sunyam, jnana karmadi anabritam. Honor a devotional service, which is transcendental to the activities of the body and mind, such as jnana, mental speculation, and karma, fruitive work, is called pure bhakti yoga. Bhakti yoga is the proper activity of the soul, and one actually engages in unalloyed, uncontaminated devotional service, he is already liberated, sagunan samatitaya. Krishna's devotee is not subjected to material condition, even though his bodily features may appear materially conditioned. One should therefore not see a pure devotee from a materialistic point of view. Unless one is actually a devotee, he cannot see another devotee perfectly. As explained in the previous verse, there are three types of devotee: Kanishtha Madhyamadhikari, and Uttamadhikari. The Kanishtha cannot distinguish between a devotee and a non-devotee. He is simply concerned with worshipping the deity in the temple. A Madhyamadhikari, however, can distinguish between the devotee and non-devotee, as well as between the devotee and the Lord. Thus, it treats the Supreme Personality Godhead, the devotee and the non-devotee in different ways. No one should criticize the bodily defects of a pure devotee. If there are such defects, they should be overlooked. What should be taken into account is the spiritual master's main business, which is devotional service, pure service to the Supreme Lord, as stated in Bhagavad Gita 9.30. Apiche sudracharo bhajate mam ananya bhav sadhureva samantabhya samyak vyavasito hi saha. Even if a devotee sometimes seems to engage in abominable activities, he should be considered a sadhu, a saintly person, because his actual identity is that of one engaged in the loving service of the Lord. In other words, he is not to be considered an ordinary human being. Even though a pure devotee may not be born in a Brahmana or a Goswami family, if he is engaged in the service of the Lord, he should not be neglected. In actuality, there cannot be a family of Goswamis based on material consideration, caste, or heredity. The Goswami title is actually the monopoly of the pure devotees. Thus, we speak of the six Goswamis headed by Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami. Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami had practically become Mohammedan and had therefore changed their names to Dabir Khas and Sakar Malik. But Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself made them Goswamis. Therefore, the Goswami title is not hereditary. The word Goswami refers to one who can control his senses, who is master of the senses. A devotee is not controlled by the senses, but is the controller of the senses. Consequently, he should be called Goswami, Swami or Goswami, even though he may not be born in a Goswami family. Can you read Prabhuji next paragraph?
Yes, Ruja. According to this formula, the Goswamis
Can you
who are
turn on your video and read it?
yeah, sure. Yes,
Yes.
according to this formula, the Goswamis, who are descendants of Sri Nityananda Prabhu and Sri Advaita Prabhu, are certainly devotees, but devotees coming from other families should not be discriminated against. Indeed, whether the devotees come from a family of previous acharyas or from an ordinary family, they should be treated equally. One should not think, oh, here is an American Goswami, and discriminate against him. Nor should one think, here is a Nityananda Vamsha Goswami. There is an undercurrent of protest against our awarding the title Goswami to the American Vaishnavas of the Krishna consciousness movement. Sometimes people flatly tell the American devotees that their sannyasa or title of Goswami is not a bona fide. However, according to the statements of Srila Rupa Goswami in this verse, an American Goswami and a Goswami in the family of Acharyas are non-different. Continue, Rupa.
Yes. Continue.
On the other hand, a devotee who has attained the title of Goswami but is not born of a Brahmana father or of a Goswami in the family of Nityananda or Advaita Prabhu should not be artificially puffed up by thinking that he has become a Goswami. He should always remember that as soon as he becomes materially puffed up, he immediately falls down. This Krishna consciousness movement is a transcendental science, and there is no room for jealousy. This movement is meant for the Paramahamsas who are completely free from all jealousy. Paramam Nirmatsaranam. One should not be jealous whether he is born in a family of Goswamis or has the title of Goswami awarded to him. As soon as anyone becomes envious, he falls from the platform of Paramahamsa. If we consider the bodily defects of Vaishnava, we should understand that we are committing an offense at the lotus feet of a Vaishnava. An offense at the lotus feet of a Vaishnava is very serious. Indeed, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has described this offense as Hati Mata, the mad elephant offense. A mad elephant can create a disaster, especially when it enters into a nicely trimmed garden. One should therefore be very careful not to commit any offense against a Vaishnava. Every devotee should be ready to take instructions from a superior Vaishnava, and a superior Vaishnava must be ready to help an inferior Vaishnava in all respects. One is superior or inferior according to his spiritual development in Krishna consciousness. One is forbidden to observe the activities of a pure Vaishnava from a material point of view. For the neophyte, especially, considering a pure devotee from a material point of view is very injurious. One should therefore avoid observing a pure devotee externally, but should try to see the internal features and understand how he is engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. In this way, one can avoid seeing the pure devotee from a material point of view, and thus one can gradually become purified devotee himself.
Thank you. So, Lalita Mataji, can you read the sloka I put in the chat? The last but one, verse 6, nectar of instruction.
Prabhu? Yes,
Can you
please.
read click in the chart, that sloka, and then read
Yes.
the last
Prabhu, I
but
just
one.
joined, so I don't have that in chat, Prabhu.
I pinged again,
Oh,
Mataji. You can check it.
can
You
you
can
put
see.
it? Can you read it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Those who think that statement.
Yes. Shloka, you want me to read, Prabhu?
No, just read the purport. Those who think.
From that
Okay.
paragraph.
Those who think.
Last but one. Go to the last purport.
1 second. Those who think that Krishna conscious is limited to a certain section of people, a certain section of devotees, or a certain tract of land are generally prone to see the external features of the devotee. Such neophytes, unable to appreciate the exalted service of the advanced devotee, try to bring the Mahabhagavata to their platform. We experience such difficulty in propagating this Krishna consciousness all over the world. Unfortunately, we are surrounded by neophyte God brothers who do not appreciate the extraordinary activities of spreading Krishna consciousness all over the world. They simply try to bring us to their platform, and they try to criticize us in every respect. We very much regret their naive activities and poor fund of knowledge. An empowered person who is actually engaged in the confidential service of the Lord should not be treated as an ordinary human being. For it is stated that unless one is empowered by Krishna, one cannot spread the Krishna consciousness movement all over the world. Should I continue,
Thank you.
Prabhu?
Maybe Maestro, can you read the last one?
Yes, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
When one thus criticizes a pure devotee, he commits an offense, Vaishnava Parada, that is very obstructive and dangerous for those who desire to advance in Krishna consciousness. A person cannot derive any spiritual benefit when he offends the lotus feet of a Vaishnava. Everyone should therefore be very careful not to be jealous of an empowered Vaishnava or a Suddha Vaishnava. It is also an offense to consider an empowered Vaishnava an object of disciplinary action. It is offensive to try to give him advice or to correct him. One can distinguish between a neophyte Vaishnava and an advanced Vaishnava by their activities. The advanced Vaishnava is always situated as an spiritual master, and the neophyte is always considered his disciple. The spiritual master must not be subject to the advice of a disciple, nor should a spiritual master be obliged to take instructions from those who are not his disciples. This is the sum and substance of Srila Rupa Goswami's advice in the sixth verse.
Thank you very much. Nectar of instructions ki jai. So we're going to a little bit of read or understand some of the pastimes of Lord Jagannath. Nilachale nivase nitya paramatmane balabhadra subhadravyam jagannathayate namo namaha. महर्षि वेदव्यासकृतं च पुराणवर्णितं श्रीपुरुषोत्तमक्षेत्र उत्कलं वर्ण्य उत्कलखण्डे नामामृत इति श्रीकथामृतम्. Jai Sri Jagannath Swami.
Jai.
So, as we know, Lord Jagannath and Lord Krishna are non-different. Gauranga Mahaprabhu, when he was there in Jagannath Puri. So, we celebrate Lord Krishna's birthday as Janmashtami, Lord Rama birthday as Ram Namami, Gauranga Mahaprabhu birthday as Guru Purnima. So, Jagannath's birthday also happened in the Snan Purnima. The Snan Purnima happened in the Jeshta Mass, just like we have Chaitra, Phalguna, Kartik, Margashira, so Jeshta Mass. So in this month, Jeshta, Lord Brahma installed the deities of Jagannath in Jagannath Puri in Satya Yuga millions and millions of years ago. So that's why his birthday is considered as the Snan Purnima. And as Jagannath Puri is the original, the fountainhead of the Supreme Personal God descended personally, Lord Jagannath is personally there and giving darshan and also accepting the service of all the devotees. So during the time of the sun, when there is a very hot, you take a long bath or a very cold bath in the hot sun, what happens? You get fever. So when Lord Jagannath gets cold bath in a hot summer, this is the peak of the summer, that's a Jeshta, which is the also called considered as the Agrani Masa. So then he gets sick. So these are not likely fundamentally a emotion, rather than these are all the transcendental pastimes of the Lord. So Lord Jagannath has been given bath not from ordinary water, but there is a special well called Golden Well, which is inside Jagannath Puri, in front of the goddess Sitala. She is also an incarnation of goddess Durga, Mother Sitala, and there is two lions who is guarding this well. And this well is open only once a year. And just the day before, so which day? Chaturdasi. On the Chaturdasi day, this well is, the covering is open, and this is a gold plated, fully golden. Because earlier days, the king, when they go and conquer different kingdom, they win the helmets, the different types of metals, especially gold, and they bring to their kingdom. But in Jagannath Puri, the kings They consider themselves servant of Lord Jagannath. No kings consider themselves servant, except the king of the Puri or the king of Odisha. He consider himself as the servant of Jagannath. So whenever he brings gold, they give to their wife, they give to their children, they give to their grandsons, etc. But the king, they everything they offer it to Lord Jagannath. So that's why the the king of Odisha, especially they are called Gajapati, they are not different than Lord Jagannath because of their powerful positions, because they are also pure devotee of the Lord. So when they accumulated a lot of, so they built a well of gold. So, and it is protected by the lion of Mother Sitala. So when it is open on this Chaturdasi day, so this is they wanted to call churning of this well. So on the day, irrespective of there is water or not, there may be a little water, but they churn it. But the next day, the well is completely full of water. And it is connected to the divine Ganga and all the holy places. And it is called the 1008 holy places of this planet. They assemble and the water comes there to give pleasure to Lord Jagannath. So there are different technicalities are there. So they are the pujaris are they are different names. Those who cook for the Lord, they are called Mahaswara, Swaras, Pandas. Those who give the um, the kalash to Lord Jagannath, they are called Garabadu, the titles. So the different titles which is there. So based on that, Lord Jagannath is given bath of 108 golden pots with this water mixed with karpur, shua, some gandhas, and various, kusa, and various different herbs and paraphernalia, which is mixed with this one. So 38, 35, 33, 18. So different numbers of colors is offered to Lord Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra, and Sudarshan. So that is the Snan Yatra which started. So in the mid of the day, which is around 12 or 1 o'clock, they finished. So they take so many baths. So because of the cold water and the bath they take on Snan Purnima, the Lord little bit feels sick. But that day, also it is given the Vesha called Gajanana Vesha or the Vesha of an elephant, Hathi Vesha. Because of a devotee of a Ganesh came to Odisha and he wanted to see where is my Ganesh. So Lord Jagannath is fulfilling every desires because he is Supreme Brahman, Param Brahma, Param Dhama, Pavitram Paramam Bhavan, Purusham Sasatam Divyam Adidevam Ajam Vibhum. So because he is Param Brahma, because it is the Param Dhama, anything one desires in this Param Dhama is fulfilled. So when he was desiring for something, then the Lord fulfills, okay, I am Gajanan. Then he assumed this form of Ganesh and so him. So it is a customary program in Jagannath Puri on the day and the night. They offered this Gajanan Vesha, which is called the Vesha of Ganesh. So they assumed the form to please the devotee of a Ganesh. So after that, the Lord becomes sick in the night and they go to the chamber called Anavashara. Anavashara means which is a place not accessible by common devotees. So Lord does not give darshans to the devotees. Only the pujaris who has access to this particular place. So Anavasara time, Lord cannot eat. So he has only access to fruits, dry fruits, and in the medicine, there is a doctor of Lord Jagannath. He brings some different type of medicine tablets. They make a gola like Triphala, Harda, etc. And they mix it and they make it and they give it to the Lord. And it is said the guy who goes, they touch, do some dressing, little bit they change cloth. They feel the body of the Lord is so hot. And there will be also deep breathing coming from the chamber of Anavasara room. These are the experience from the Pandas. Because Lord is not different. He's personally present. God is personally present there. So this is not a just a daru. This is the daru Brahma. This is not a wooden piece of wooden log. It is the daru Brahma, means completely spiritual Brahma, means completely spiritual wood, which is in the form of Lord Jagannath present there. So by serving this one, then Lord comes into recovery mode. So he gets only milk, fruits, and all kind of for the things for the next 2 weeks, and then he comes to the state of after 15 days Navajovana darshan. So then there is a painting happen on the Navajovana. They put the Netra Utsava darshan before, and the Navajovan darshan just before the Rath Yatra day. They in the on the darshan, it's called Navajovan, means Lord has given a lot of sumptuous food because 2 days before his fever is kind of done. So before the one day, his fever is completely done. So he was given chappan bhog, opulent food, because when your fever is gone, so before Rath Yatra one day, so he has given Navajovan darshan, and that Navajovan darshan, and is given that Netroshav. It is called also Netroshav, means they put the painting on the Netra. So in order to go, you can go back on the day of Akshay Tritiya, which is a couple of months before the Rath Yatra. They start the activities of Ratha. On that auspicious day, the chariot has been started fast. And it is there in Odisha. Every year, the chariot has to be built new. Means whatever chariot is built that year, they disassemble and they give it away. All these woods, all these paraphernalia, everything goes back to people or donated or they take it. But it is used for temple services. So again, when they start in the next year, so they get it. So the government has also made some program in order to get that much of quantity of, you know, trees. So they have to build some programs. So it is, they got certain special wood and then they build the chariot. So it starts from Akshay Tritiya until Rath Yatra. That much 2 months, 3 months, they have to build the Rath, the chariot. So now from the Snan Purnima to Rath Yatra period, which is we called Navajovan Darshan and Netroshav. So that means the Lord will give darshan to everybody on the Rath Yatra day. So Rath Yatra day, when the Lord starts, then the reason is he goes to his Moshima Mandir, that is called Gundicha Mandir. Gundicha is wife of Indradumna. Indradumna is the original devotee who brought Jagannath. Prahlad is the original devotee who brought Lord Nrsimhadev. Dhruva Maharaj is the original devotee who brought the Dhruva planet back in actions by the Marsha Padmanabha. So similarly, there are every devotee has their Arjuna is the original devotee who brought Bhagavad Gita. Through him, Lord Krishna spoke. So every devotee has their special characteristics. Prabhupada is the original devotee who brought Krishna consciousness to the Western world. He is a Patita Pavana for the Paschima Desha Tarine. So similarly, Indradumna is also original, the person who founded the Jagannath temple, and he was the original devotee which Lord Jagannath came through him. So Indradumna's wife is also Gundicha. So she has a desire that Lord also comes to his birthplace. How come it is birthplace? Because in Gundicha only Vishwakarma, who came in the form of an old man, and he carved the deities, the transcendental log which came floating in the ocean to the king, so that he was doing the carving of the Jagannath in the Gundicha Mandir, which is happened. That is the house of King Indradumna. That is called Gundicha. Generally, it is called wife's house. Sometimes they every king gives their their Rani Taj Mahal, Mumtaz Mahal like this. So they give the Rani Gundicha Bhavan. So that's the thing. So because Lord Jagannath he was born there, and he considers he's an auntie. Gundicha as his aunt. So in order to please, so Mausi means auntie's home. So Gundicha is called also Gundicha Jatra, Jagannath Jatra, Ghosha Jatra, Nandi Ghosha. These are the name of the chariot is Nandi Ghosha, Talajja, Devadarpana. So Taladhwaja is like Balaram's cart. So every cart, there are different types of wheels, there are different types of color, there are different demigods, and the charioteers' names are different. Taruka, Arjuna, and various names are given for their the chariot driver for each of these. They are very powerful, and there are 12 kinds of demigods. And in Subhadras, there are 12 14, expansions of Durga, which sits like Chinnahasta and Ma Durga, Kali, etc., which cements in the entire chariot. So all the demigods also take positions in this Ghosh Jatra. So it is a very, very such a gorgeous place, Jagannath Puri. And because the demigods come from this their heavenly world to have darshan of Lord Jagannath. And Rathayatra days, because he has given darshans to the people who cannot come to see him, because this temple is given only for those people who are in the Aryans, like Vedic system, those who are following, those who are following, non-Aryans things. So they have not been allowed in this temple. So in order to please everybody, because Lord Jagannath is the only temple where in South India you go, the temple is worshipped by only the Brahmins. But Lord Jagannath temple, is worshipped by Brahmin and non-Brahmin, even Shudra, completely Shabara, which is a completely tribe. They also worship during the time of the Anavasaras time. They also come and worship the Lord Jagannath. So there are like called Daitapati. Daitapati one, they are mixture of Vishwa, Vidyapati and Lalita. Vidyapati is the Brahmana and Lalita is the daughter of the Vishwavasu, the king of Shavara. From there, the dynasty called as Daitapati. So from there, they also got the chance. Every caste, every different types of pandas, different types of pandas are there. So like Bada Panda, Swara, Mahaswara, Mahura, Mahuri, and Garabadu. Like there are hundreds of Pati, the Daitapati, like those. So different types of pandas and pujaris are there, 5,000. There are 20 plus divisions. So everybody has a different their system. Nobody goes from one step to another. If a person is getting, let's say in the cooking is done by Badapandas or Mahaswaras. So the persons will bring the water from the well, only they will take the water. They will not enter the kitchen. Only the person who will do the kitchen, there are only they are designated people. Then those people who will take the food to the one, there are different. So the person who is cooking, he is not going to take. Those who are offering the Badapanda, so everybody has a service, and that is from X to Y, Y to Z, Z to B, B to C, like this. Every step there will be different systems. So in this way, the Lord has been served by, it's a harmonious, this is the harmonious place where we have a Brahmana, Kshatriya, the king of Odisha, he's a Kshatriya. He comes also, without he does the sweeping, the cart cannot move, chariot cannot move. One time, the chief minister of Odisha, he stopped the Gajapati, he did not invite. He said, why he has to come? I am the chief minister and I am going to do this chariot service. So she assumed the role of the king and she went and did the chamara. Then after that, the Lord Jagannath did not move even an inch. He did not go. Then her ego fell down. Then they have to go and apology to the king and they invited back. He cannot change the custom. He cannot change a custom. So Lord did not move an inch. So there Indira Gandhi, the Prime Minister of India, she was not allowed to Jagannath Puri because she became Mohammedan. So that's why she was not allowed to this temple. So there is various systems which is there from many years and which has been practiced very authentically. And the food which has been offered to Lord Jagannath, which is there from thousands and thousands of years. Not a single ingredient or the quantity or the ingredients changed from time immemorial. The quantity of dal which is to be made, if it is given X amount of 1000 kilogram, sorry, this dal and haldi, turmeric or salt or sugar, that much is given nowadays also. There is no change of anything. No things like potatoes, tomatoes, these are all British vegetables. It is not offered to Lord Jagannath in Jagannath Puri. So these are very ancient temples and the ancient food which is still preserved. This is the only temple which is preserved since time immemorial and there is a zero change, zero, no change, as it is. Food, whatever the Lord was eating 100 years ago, whatever he was eating 1,000 years ago, he's eating the same thing. Continuously, it is passing down from the priest of Pandas to the next generation. And it is all the happening by the mercy of Lord Jagannath. So after Lord Jagannath, goes to is the dham that is called Gundicha. Gundicha is non-different than non-different than
Vrindavan.
Vrindavan. Gundicha is non-different than Vrindavan. In Katha Upanishads also you'll find out Atmanam Rathinam Viddhi Saririnam Ratham Eva tu Buddhinam tu Sarathi Viddhi Mana Pragharam Eva Chaha Indriyani Hayam Ahur Vishayam Teshu Gocharahu Atmendriya Manoyuktam Bhaktare Ahur Manishina. Because Katha Upanishads always says, just like the mind constitutes the reins controlling the horses, and the senses are the horses, this is like the chariot, just like given the charioteer. So similarly, the Krishna consciousness movement, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu very nicely say, because he will always say, Ami ki koribo mono iha taha lagi Jagannatha darasane bichare na koila. Means without seeing the Lord Jagannath, my mind goes here and there. Because Prabhu ka Shikra Gaya get it this. What is that? Kaha? Because Lord goes to Alalnath, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because at the time he could not see Jagannath. So he goes to Alalnath and he has darshan of Alalnath, Vishnu. So this way, um, Lord Jagannath is giving his pastimes, and then after that, Lord Jagannath called return, called Bauda Jatra in Dasmi. In the Dwadasi he goes. Sorry, yeah, not Dwadasi. First Prathama, Dvitiya he goes, and Dasami he returns, 8 days. And an Ekadasi that's called a Suna Besa Ekadasi. On the Ekadasi day, Ratha remains. Lord remains in the chariot for many days. So Dasmi he comes. If he's good, he's come Dasmi. Otherwise, he return on Ekadasi. On the night of Ekadasi, all the gold plated, hand gold plated, juta, everything will be come to Lord Jagannath. In the chariot, they decorate him because he's coming back to Dwarka. That is the mood. From Vrindavan, he's coming to Dwarka, so they decorated with all kinds of paraphernalia. And then there is called Niladri Vijay. Niladri Vijay means Lord will go on the Dwadasi, Trayodasi days to Ratna Singhasan. So that's why Niladri Vijay. Then Lakshmi will be checkpoint. Lakshmi won't allow Lord Jagannath because she would be very upset that you did not took me. You took your sister, your brother, and you did not take your wife for the picnic. So Goddess Lakshmi will not open the door for Jagannath. First Baladev will go, then Subhadra will go, they're gone. But Jagannath, when he comes, the Singha Dwar will be closed. Jagannath will not be allowed. My own temple, no, you're not allowed because Goddess Lakshmi is very upset with you. Then Jagannath, how to overcome upsetting his wife? He gets rasgulla and puts in her mouth 5 rasgullas. Then after 3, 5, another 5. Then it ate so much rasgulla. Then because woman's heart is melted easily by a sweet word, and Krishna is very naughty boy. He knows how to trick the heart of the woman because he tricked many heart of the women of the gopis. So it's not a big deal for him to trick the heart of the Lakshmi. So by just rasgulla and sweet words, I sorry forgot. Next time I will take you. Next time never happens. Because in Vrindavan, Krishna cannot take Lakshmi to Vrindavan. It's not about analyzing. Krishna is going to Vrindavan. He cannot take Lakshmi to Vrindavan. You remain in Dwarka only, not to Vrindavan. Vrindavan is Radharani. So now, after this, Lord goes to his Ratna Singhasan. So this is like the sweet pastimes, how Lord comes, how he developed such a mood, so that the devotees, and everyone, all the devotees, including the Pandas and the millions of people who comes to see Jagannath, they get inundated with love of Godhead. Because whoever will be seeing Lord Jagannath in the form of the chariot, they'll be liberated. Because it is such a powerful. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says what? Satatam kirtyantamam yatantascha dhira prataha namasyantascha mam nityam nityayukto pasate. When Satatam Kirtantama, because the devotees who are chanting constantly, that's right, Dhiraprata, they have these strong determinations for what? Namaskyantasya Maham Bhaktya, because only those devotees, they have a great faith in me. And because Nitya Yukta Pasate, they are constantly chanting my name. So our goal of life is to remember Lord Jagannath and remember this Rathayatra pastimes which happened in Snan Purnima already happened right now in Anavasara's time. So it is very good to remember some of the pastimes of Lord Jagannath and feel blessed. Om Tat Sat Hare Krishna. Any questions, reflections? 1 or 2 minutes you can take and then we'll end.
Very nice pastimes, Prabhu. We feel like hearing more time.
Thank you.
It's
Yes,
always Jagannath's pastimes are very, very nice. Like there is some pastime that teaches some nice lessons. We get to know some nice things. Even how he has performed so many leelas with the devotees, like even common people like us also.
Hmm.
In Puri, we get to hear lot of stories. And I heard that there is a book that they have noted all these details in that.
Yeah, there are a lot of books which is published and
Mm.
but main thing is spiritual inquiry because in Srimad Bhagavatam also what it says, Parabhavas tabodha abodha jata yavan. Means that's right. Now jigyasata atma tattvam. That means without spiritual inquiry, our level and our objective level are simply waste of time. That's what it is said. Hmm? So spiritual inquiry should be there always. Parabhavas tavat abodha jata yavan na jigyasata atma tattvam. So it is very necessary that you ask such questions whenever you are going to Jagannath Puri or any dham. You are asking spiritual Brahma Jigyasa. Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Any other last questions or comment?
Hare Krishna,
Yeah,
I was listening to one of. Mahesh, what you want to say? Go ahead. Go ahead.
Hmm?
go ahead, Prabhu. Mine is normal question. I can go ahead.
Yeah, there
Next
is no
I will come.
normal question. Is a question. Yeah, go ahead.
Please go ahead, Dhruv.
Yeah, okay. Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, I just want to know because since you are from Orissa, so regarding that pandas and all, is there any community or something like that? And what sampradaya or something they follow, Prabhuji? Any sampradaya or any system they follow in pandas, the pandas?
Yeah, it's a good question. So Sampradaya means to your our Vaishnava Chatur Sampradaya, like Ramanuja. No, they are
Correct,
just
like,
the direct servant of Lord Jagannath.
okay.
There
And
is no necessity of any guru or it because they are the Parshad, Bhagavan. Whenever the demigods see them, they have all Chaturfuja form. They have taken birth
okay,
to serve directly to
like
the Lord.
like you mentioned, there are many different people like Sudras, Brahmins. Like it's particular to one community or
Yeah, yeah,
something
they are
Brahmanas
they
or
have been their
who
father, their grandfather, they have been there since time immemorial, which is a continuations of the dynasty, like
dynasty. Okay.
our Nityananda Bansa, Jati Gosai. But they are not
Mm,
misusing, but they are serving Jagannath since there were I have a lot of my friends who will see if you see some of my friends who are saying their hand is kind of, all fingers are gone boiled because they have been cooking and putting hand and every day just imagine they're cooking so much 12 hours they have been working and the service is unlimited. So Lord
mm,
Jagannath, they are like gopis. So one should consider them. They are the parsad of Lord Jagannath. Okay,
okay. Okay. Thank you, Prabhu.
because this is the thing. The spiritual master, just like when you say all the things comes directly because yasya deve parabhakti yatha deve tatha guru tasya tahi kathita artha prakasanta mahatmanaha. So that means all the Vedic literature's imports are revealed to the persons who has the implicit faith in the spiritual master now. But they have taken birth because they have all the things which has done. Now, Lord has brought them. So they are in the last stage of their life to go back to Godhead to perform their divine service at the lotus feet of Lord Jagannath. Okay, last question, then we'll end. Suresh.
I was just reflecting on one of the pastimes of Madhav Das and how Lord Jagannath personally arrived to serve him during this illness, and he was just basically assuring him that if you just take care of this for 15 more days. We will end up all of your things within one lifetime itself, right? He's assuring Mother that. So it's very beautiful pastime. So I remember when you told about the illness of Lord Jagannath, that he took upon the illness on himself, right?
Hmm.
So very beautiful pastime.
Yeah, that's the thing. Okay. So thank you very much for joining. 8:45. So we'll end. Bolo Jai Jagannath Swami ki.
Jai
Jai,
Jai
Jagannath.
Baladev Swami
Jai
ki.
Jagannath.
Jai
Jai
Jai,
Subhadra
Jai
Mai ki.
Jai,
Jai
Jai
Sudarshan Maharaj ki.
Jai.
Jai,
Thai Gaur
Jai
Premanande.
Hari
Hari
Jagat
Hari
Hari
Bol.
Bol,
Prabhupada
Hari
ki.
Hari
Gaur
Hari
Jai,
Premanande. Hare
Jai
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.